Hi, this is Michael J. Emery. In this video, I'm going to share an overview of synesthesia-based coaching. I refer to this as my coaching gym because I expect my clients to claim full ownership of their results when we get to work. This isn't hypnosis or guided imagery per se, rather active participation in creating your success moments. You state the desired outcome, and I help you get it by identifying the elusive blocks to your success and training you how to create your desired response by design. For the most part, my personal development coaching utilizes neuro-linguistic programming models for communication. In this video, I'll share some of the core concepts of NLP and how it applies to your personal development. Then I'll bring it all together to show you how exactly it will apply to the coaching gym. As we have an external experience, whether that is speaking with another person or viewing a sunset, we're simultaneously experiencing an internal representation of this event that is filtered through our paradigm. Our paradigm is comprised of our filters for language, memories, decision-making strategies, values, and beliefs. In order to find meaning in less than a second's time, we have to delete, distort, and generalize information that doesn't seem to equate with our paradigm or our filters. Our physiology immediately responds to the generalizations or associations we create in this process, and we immediately, and more often than not, unconsciously react. All of this happens in mere seconds and determines the outcome of every experience we will ever have. Have you ever bought a new car or a pair of shoes, and then all of a sudden it seems that this car or pair of shoes pop up wherever you go? It's not that they didn't exist before, but that you weren't sorting for them in the past. The reticular activating system is responsible for filtering out stimuli that is considered to be normal, and it contextually sorts for content that is pertinent to a specific situation so that a generalized association can be created. In other words, we're often on autopilot. Now let's put this information together. When you perceive something in your environment that causes you to react to it consciously or unconsciously, a synesthesia has occurred. An equation much like this could represent the reason why people seek coaching, counseling, or therapy, and it's typically because their experience of a specific synesthesia results in a negative kinesthetic feeling that I show here as the K-negative outcome of the equation. A synesthesia is a blending of the senses. We use this term in NLP because it's practically impossible to determine where one sense begins and another ends. For example, seeing something and instantly feeling bad. Interestingly enough, these equations are happening hundreds, if not thousands of times per day, and even simultaneously. In this image, the red equations represent a negative kinesthetic response, or an unpleasant body feeling, and the blue ones represent a positive body feeling. For most of us, the only difference between a good day and a bad day is more blue equations than red equations. Have you ever listened to a little child laugh and curiously acknowledge the world around her? For you, it might create a warm internal feeling in the area of your heart or stomach as you experience what you might describe as tenderness or adoration. Likewise, have you ever been to a job interview or an important meeting and just the sight of the other person or people caused you to feel weak in the knees or experience queasiness in your stomach? You might describe these feelings as nervousness or anxiety. Perhaps there's something that you've really wanted to do because you know it'd be good for you, like routinely exercising, but something about it is eluding you. You know that you want the outcome of the exercise, but the thought of going to the gym may bring up the thoughts of time constraints, intimidation, hard work, or insecurity. Or it could be the thought of changing the food you eat, but when you eat the food you know to be healthy for you, you just don't feel as full or satisfied afterward, and this causes you to feel uncomfortably empty. Everything and anything can be the trigger that causes a synesthesia. The smile on someone's face that you care about can cause you to feel warm inside. The reminder of debt may create a tense, shaky feeling. An important phone call could bring the uplifting feelings of excitement. As you can see, there are countless possibilities for what causes you to experience both what you want and what you do not want. The key to success is understanding what causes you to respond in a way that is not beneficial to you and changing it so that your response is congruent with the outcome you want to experience. In order to better make sense of synesthesias, it's important that you understand we have an external reality that is largely objective and an internal reality that is totally subjective. With our internal reality, we instantaneously create hypothetical situations, scenarios, images, mental movies, self-talk, feelings, smells, tastes, etc. And we replay previous experiences as memories. Very rarely is nothing ever happening when we're quiet and another person asks us what we're thinking. Remember those equations. This equation could just as easily be shown with the pictures. Something visual is perceived. The person has an internal thought in the form of hearing someone's voice, and it causes them to do something with their body that feels good. In fact, this could tell a story. Jane sees a puppy dog and thinks to herself, "How adorable," and she pets the dog. Internally, she feels good, perhaps in a way that she would describe as a mushy, warm feeling, as endorphins are being released into her bloodstream. Did you ever hear about Pavlovian conditioning? Ring the bell and the dog salivates? And as I talk about Pavlovian conditioning, you're likely making your own pictures in your mind, if you're not already. Perhaps you will about a psychology class when the teacher was explaining conditioning, or maybe even what it would be like to hear the bell ring and notice how the dog begins to salivate. This external experience of watching this video is also causing you to simultaneously have your own internal experience. A coaching gym that specifically focuses upon changing your synesthesias is one of the most powerful immediate applications of NLP to personal development. The coaching gym creates an opportunity for you to identify the trigger that caused you to feel something you didn't like and change it to an empowering outcome. As in the case of a presenter who used to experience anxiety, this presenter can now present powerfully because he or she has learned how to reassociate the trigger that used to throw this person out of their desired state. When you join the coaching gym, you'll learn how to create the experiences that motivate you by design. By finding the trigger, the unique way of unconsciously knowing how to begin a strategy, you can attach that trigger to the emotional states that will empower you and propel you towards what you want. No matter how logical or emotional you think you are, your feelings do affect your mood. Your mood affects your outlook, and your outlook affects your outcome. What if your life changes, and you undeniably have to acknowledge the experiences that are important to you are happening now? What will you feel? What will it look like? What will other people say about your successes? And most importantly, what will you say to yourself when you see your reflection in the mirror? I encourage you to consider what you want to experience in life and make the decision today to pursue it relentlessly. Be amazing.